Hell yeah. Come on, bro. Put the headphones on, dog. Stop making it hard. Can you hear yourself?
Yeah, so what the fuck do you want?
Dog, I wanted to tell you how much I'm appreciative of you stepping out of your comfort zone and meeting you. That's why I wanted to talk to you. And I wanted to get your guru talk.
The fuck, are you trying to fuck me or what?
Baby. Possibly.
Jesus fucking
Metaphorically.
Christ.
Metaphorically.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Come on, bro. I thought you'd be happy to see me. You haven't seen each other since September 2022.
It's been a glorious 9 fucking months.
Glorious? Oh, life's been better. Life's been better. Dude.
I'm saying I haven't had to see you for 9 fucking months.
Right, you just had to harass me on the phone. Be like, why didn't you answer your phone? Oh my god, why didn't you answer your phone?
The fuck you.
I love you too.
So, what did you want to talk about?
You've been 9 years in the game, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I wanted to start there because you made that video talking about, you know, the time lapse of when you were in business 8-9 years ago all the way to now.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to give you just a platform to kind of vocally talk about that because it's been a lot of building, whether it be, you know, you joined Lions Not Cheap to, you know, how we met to the momentum and the issues that you're dealing with now and overall just the growth as far as that goes. Because, you know, we do a lot of talking as far as like people sharing a certain perspective and not necessarily the whole perspective. You know, everything isn't rainbows and sunshine despite, you know.
Fuck no, I'm 30 and I look 50.
No, you don't. It blows my mind that you're 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
You're only 30? When's your birthday?
April 9th.
April 9th? Oh, it's coming up.
Yeah, no.
Oh, it just passed.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
I'm delirious too. You're not the only one that works.
Motherfucker, you're over there dealing with analytics and numbers and shit, and you're in charge of my shit, and you don't know when the fuck April 9th is?
Man.
You don't know what date it is?
Back to the Future, bro.
Holy fuck.
April 9th. Did you do anything for your birthday? Did you go to Marshall Truck?
No, it was
for your
fucking
birthday?
Easter.
It was Easter.
Yeah.
April 9th was Easter?
Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck, I got fucked out of a birthday. Jesus is a little bit more important.
Priority, bro. So let's bring it back. So you said 9 years you started the shop.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What made you want to do it?
What the fuck else do I know?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I really don't know anything else. So the way I really got started in any of it was I started working for a guy when I was about 14.
Okay.
I was homeschooled at the time, so it started out kind of as a part-time gig. And then it was full-time, pretty much sweeping floors. And then about a year and a half in, I started working on cars. Mm-hmm. And everything I learned was pretty much from there. So I spent the next, I don't know, three years there. Yeah, so I was there for the next 3 years, from the time I was 14 to the time I was 17. And I learned everything that I know pretty much now from them. And I'm like a sponge. I'd like to say that I'm like a sponge. I try to soak up as much as I can wherever I'm at. So, and I've been like that forever. But so from the time I was 17, I left there, and me and my dad tried to do our own thing a little bit. And this is all when I was living in Farmington. And it did not, it never materialized. We never could really get jump started, get it going or anything. Truth is, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. So a few years later, like when I'm about, so we tried doing that for 2 or 3 years by ourselves. I actually went back to work for the same guy again. And so I learned a little bit more, I guess you could say. Then I went back and we did our thing again. Yeah. And still wasn't working. But we're gluten for punishment, so we kept trying. And so by the time I was 22, we ended up moving towards Gallup. My dad ended up doing something else. We closed down the shop. And I decided that I was going to continue the mission of failure for the next...
Figure it out.
Yeah, so... day one, $0. I open up. I rent a building. I rent that same building that I'm in, and I go a little over a year negative in rent. So almost 12 months, I think. And because I didn't have any fucking money, so I paid like.
Held the mic closer, bro.
I paid like, I don't know, the first like month. I made it like the next 3, and then I was like, oh. Sorry, man, I'm out of money. Man, landlord's like, what the
What
fuck,
did he say?
dude?
And his
I'm
response was like,
okay, cool, we'll figure it out. Because, I mean, the truth is the building I'm in, nobody had rented it. The entire time, I was the first dumbass that actually rented that fucking building since the 70s
really?
or something.
The building you're in right now?
Since it closed down. Yeah, which it closed down like sometime. I think the last time someone was in it was, because I got there on 14. I want to say the last person that was in it was like in 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe even longer than that. It might have been like 5 or 6. Either way, I really don't know how long it was vacant for, but I know it was vacant for a long fucking time. Until I got there. He got it like super cheap.
He was willing to make it work.
And he cleared it out because the dude that had it was like doing all kinds of whacked out crazy ass shit in there.
Yeah.
Drugs and all kinds of shit. But either way, so the building was all fucked up. He took it over. He did his thing. He got it all cleaned up and stuff. And then I'm the first dumb fuck that rented it. And so even though I was a few years behind on rent.
A few years.
I mean, well, I shouldn't say a few years. Like 12 months. I think it was 12 months. It could have been more. I don't fucking know.
That's still a great thumbnail.
It was just a fucking blur.
Yeah.
It was like, we're all fucked. So,
yeah.
I mean, everything's been fucked. So, what? Just keep the fucking going on.
I was just stressful. You wake up every day, you're just like, God.
Well, dude, what was I going to do? I mean, I had no fucking money.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
yeah.
And he had no renter. So, he was like, well, if somebody's here, then it's better than nobody being here.
Yeah.
Kind of. So, but God bless him. He's a good dude. But yeah, it worked, and then so I spent the next like I don't know 2-3 years just barely scraping by. Like I think the first year in business I maybe made like maybe 10 or 12 grand total that year.
You're rich.
Shit.
That's after taxes.
There's fucking bums that make more money than I do.
Dude,
sometimes.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
Actually true. Very true.
You can make more money going and fucking begging on a street corner than I ever brought in like the first fucking 3 years of business. But yeah, no, and the truth was like, I guess it sucked so bad because I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, right? Like,
still don't.
Yeah, still don't, but I have some kind of direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not like a person that needs details, right? Like, I don't need you to tell me like the fucking metrics of fucking everything. I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? Yes and no's answers, and that's how I pretty much operate on mostly. I mean, you know,
yeah, I do.
I don't really give a fuck. Like, you can explain all your analytics and shit to me, and
he's like, stop
talking.
talking.
Do you know what the fuck you're doing, and can you bring me results? That's all that really matters to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably like one of my issues is I'm not very detail oriented. I'm like, let's just throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, see what happens.
And so we spent the next like I said, the next 3 or 4 years just kind of barely scraping by. And so about 2 years go by after opening, or 3 years go by, and I finally start because I was trying to do like lowrider stuff and do my lift kit thing, and then somebody I had met there, I believe his name is, actually, so it is my buddy Joe Diaz. He had brought me his truck and he had bought some exhaust kit, and I was like, well, I could do that because I can weld. And I'm like, well, I already had experience with it. I'm like, well, I know what I'm doing for the kind of sort of. It's been a while, man. And so we put it together, we get it on there, and then I was like, well, that was pretty easy, and I was able to make like a couple $100 on the deal. And I was like, well,
it's kind of sick.
Duh. I'm like, why don't I just do this? So I actually called a guy that I had gotten stuff from before, and I started ordering things. And I remember my very first exhaust order was like $300, because I had gotten to a point where I was like, I had done enough. I had done like maybe like 4 or 5 jobs there to get a little bit of extra money aside, and I started. I'd saved up, got that first order in, and I was like, holy fuck, that's $300, man. Like, I don't know.
That's a big responsibility.
Okay, I guess I'll dump $300 into this because you know, like we have no money still. So first order comes, and of course I sell it all, and then we just kind of keep growing, and it's always been like that slow growth, slow growth, and it's slowly selling stuff. I used Facebook. I used to do like the free swap pages. I used all that for a long time.
Yeah, you were doing Facebook before I was doing. Like, I didn't see some of your older ads.
Yeah, and so I wasn't even running paid ads because I still didn't have no money. I didn't get into paid ads until probably
2020.
6 years ago.
Oh, yeah, 20.
Oh, what? Wow, fuck.
It's 2023, so
No.
19, 18, 17.
No, 6,
2017?
maybe 5 years. It's been like 5 years that I've been fucking with paid ads.
Yeah.
So, yeah, something like that. Either way, but yeah. So I mean, like the first order was like $300, and then it just kind of grew from there, and I just kept going, and that's what really made me money was exhaust work. It was something that I was good at, and it was simple, and the profit margins are pretty high, and so I made a lot of money doing it.
Sensational.
So, and it just kind of grew from there, and then so that was like year 4, year 5. Was it 4 or 5?
Yeah, first 4 years don't count.
Yeah, something like that. I wish. I learned a lot of shit though.
Yeah. See, that's what we're unraveling, because you always say that. I'm like, those do count, because you probably you wouldn't be here at 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. And so like around year 4 or 5, I finally find like a coaching group. And what it was is I had actually started making money. And I had done paid off the back debt and all that stuff to my landlord. Like we were good. I was paying not only, so to go from being behind to just being able to make rent was like fucking, okay, this is cool. I'm paying bills now.
Right.
I still wasn't taking care of back rent, but we started paying the current rent. So I was like, landlord was like, okay, whatever,
so we'll get there. It's still only 12 months.
Yeah. So I finally started making money. And we start paying bills, and life just slowly progresses and everything. And then around like year 4 or 5, it was getting overwhelming because I was the one doing everything still. And I still didn't know. I could have been somewhere a lot sooner if I would have just hired people sooner. But the truth was I didn't even know who to hire, how to deal with people.
It was just you at the time.
Yeah, and I tried like some goofballs, and that didn't work out. I mean, you know how that goes. Like everybody's first few employees.
Yeah.
Shit show. And so I was kind of like real leery of that. And so then I met one of my good buddies, Lorenzo. He showed up, and I had him helping me out. And then of course I was still answering phones, doing everything. He's just helping me do stuff. And then we came across Jerrison. You know Jerrison. He showed up one day and was like, "I'm a fucking welder," and I was like, "All right, well, weld something." And so he welded something, and I was like, "Okay, cool, I can work with that." And so I put him to work, and he's still with me to this day. And so I got mad love for that dude. And so yeah, man, it was just slow growth from there, and then like in 2020, I go to an event and I sit down with a guy named Kyle Beck.
Shout out to Kyle.
Yeah, and he's we were hanging out at a bar. I shouldn't say like a bar, like it was all rowdy. It was more like he had just spoke on stage, and he was like, oh, like just trying to come down from the wind up and stuff.
Yeah.
And so he was just kind of mellowing out and stuff, and so he had employees, and I was like, dude, I always see you playing. How do you play? Like, how do you hang out so much?
Oh, okay.
Like, because
the free time.
Kyle pretty much chills quite a bit. I mean, he's always working. Don't get me wrong. Like, people get confused working and chilling and not like. Even if you're owning a business, you're always fucking working at some point.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like, you're doing stuff. Either you're answering messages, you're talking to people,
putting out fires.
Putting out fires, doing something. And he and I was like, yo, dude, how do you do that? And so he's like, you have to hire people.
See?
Oh, never mind.
So like, speak of the devil, fire.
No. I'll just make sure. No, that's not important.
Right.
Someone trying to sell me some shit. Anyways, yeah, so they...
So what was the event? Was that Lions Not Sheep?
That was the event. And so, and that things had slowly gotten better after I joined the coaching group, right? Well, I've kind of missed that whole fucking part. So it was like
2019.
Yeah, 2019. Let me take it back there for a minute. 2019, I'm laying in bed. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed the fuck out because even though things are better,
still stressed.
now you got a whole nother fucking level of problems. Now you're busy. You're fucking always working, stressed out, and so.
How do you get some of your time back? You're
yeah,
like,
how
what's
do
the
you
next?
so I was like, I was kind of laying in bed and depressed, and there was Whalen. Fucking, I had
So,
followed Whalen for a little bit, and he was going on a rant about Trump, or not. I mean, in a good rant, because it's like how awesome Trump was, or whatever the fuck the video was. So I clicked, I followed, and then for like the next like 3 or 4 months, all I hear him saying is, "Buy my fucking book, buy my fucking book, buy my fucking book," and I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna buy his book."
right. See
Then
what
I
it's
buy the
about.
book, and so I read the book, and then I'm like, hey, I know like all these stories, like crash of '08, because all my family, we had gone through a lot of that.
Yeah.
Because prior to '08, my dad was actually pretty. He did well. He did really.
Mhm.
He did. We
Where's your
lived a
dad
good
from?
life. Huh?
Where's your dad from?
From Farmington.
Okay.
Yeah, so we all grew. I mean, I'm from Farmington, but
Okay.
either way, New Mexico, if not Utah, because who gives a fuck about Mormons? No, but either way, just kidding. I love Mormons.
Canceled.
Most.
Don't buy anything
most
from
of them.
AutoWorks.
Either way, which is actually funny because there's a shitload of Mormons in Farmington, New Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
They're about 80% of all your 5-star
Yeah, I don't
reviews.
think Mormons really know like how to come up with more different names.
Because they're all the same.
Most of the Mormon towns are all named the same, I think. Anyways, but yeah, so I was sitting there, and I
Stressed,
followed
depressed,
him,
yeah.
and I see the thing like at the back of the book. He's got the, if you want to know more about like the Core 4 lifestyle or what I teach or whatever, I teach it in this Facebook group, the Lions Den, whatever. And so I joined it, and then that was just a huge propulsion forwards, and then that's. I went to a few events, and I really started getting my life in order and kind of figured out how to actually structure a day. Because, I mean, most people just kind of wake up and just go at it. And that's where I was my whole life. I really didn't know any different. And so I kind of learned, like, how to put something in process, how to bite the elephant one step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And, and it was great. And so that moved me way forwards, and then it got me around a bunch of other people that taught me huge lessons, just like I was saying. So fast forward a couple of years, I get the chance to sit down with Kyle, talk with Kyle, and I'm like, yo, how do you chill so much? And he's like, dude, you got to hire people. He's like, you got to buy time.
Right.
He's like, and you buy time by hiring people. And I was like, well, duh, that's simple. That makes sense.
Right.
And this was only like a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like this was only maybe like 2 years ago at this from now. So, yeah, because I've only had it's going on 3 years now.
Okay.
So I've only had
So you're part of the Lions Not Sheep
I had
group?
I only had 2 full-time employees.
Okay.
That year I went to 4, and then the following year we went to 5 and 6, and now we're gonna go to we're already at 8 this year, I believe.
Record.
So yeah, and it's just like it's just this figuring out what the fuck you're doing, and or trying to, I should say, trying to get some kind of basic direction. And so now we're here, and
Started from the bottom over here.
I guess
Kind of.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like,
So I'm saying it's a fallacy, but it's good
it's
to.
weird. It's weird because I've made less money and had more money on hand, and at the point now I'm
Yeah.
like,
What's the difference? It's like, okay, I was stressed when I was 4 years ago. I didn't know what to do.
yeah.
Now.
Like, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't trade where I'm at for where I was.
Yeah.
But you do go through cycles.
Trade-offs.
And what I've talking to people, you do go through cycles of where it's like you're making more money, but you're not necessarily clearing more money. So, and I'm somewhere in that mix right now. And so it is what it is. Like, it's just part of the game, I guess, and we'll figure it out. And as we're going along, so I mean, there's still lots of little things like that I'm not good at.
Yeah, you're not. You don't. Just because you're on a podcast doesn't give you the authority that people. You get on a podcast, you don't have it figured out. I like to say, we don't have the answers, just perspective. We're just sharing the perspective and the mindset of you going through it, because we're going through it. It's just kind of like, this is where I'm at today. This is the forecast for this week. We're going to see if it rains on Wednesday and it's cloudy on Thursday,
Yeah. Yeah, and so, like, and that's what I figured out is, like, just from talking to different people and stuff, is, like, you do go through those cycles where it's, like, you may make less money, but you're actually profiting more money. So there's those sweet spots. And so, and I'm just the kind of dumbass that likes punishment. So I don't know where the sweet spot is, and I don't plan on going back to that sweet spot. But because I really like what I where I'm at.
Right.
I mean, I guess I like the journey more. I would like to say that I like the process of building and journey and just trying to figure out where I'm going.
No, I get it.
Because yeah,
I'm the same way. That's why
I got an idea where I'm going. Like,
yeah.
Like it's cars and bitches, man. No, I'm just kidding. I'm married, but yeah, no. But yeah, no, it's like I know where we're headed or what that looks like. It's just the process of trying to figure out what moves to make to get there, and so which ones make the most sense. So,
and it's always changing. Like it's never staying the same.
Yeah, you know, dude, if you would have told me, because what I started out trying to do lowrider stuff and some other things to make money, and like that wasn't gonna work where I was at. Like it just wasn't at. Like, dude, my goal when I was a kid was not to be fucking. You know, I always wanted to work on pimp ass shit, but it wasn't to be fucking hanging mufflers on a fucking Honda. Yeah. Like it, but
hey, don't be talking about Hondas like that. They're gonna get offended.
I'm sorry, but it is what the fuck it is. But like that's not like a life dream, right? Like, hanging mufflers for it, but
there's a means to an end.
It makes a lot of fucking money. So like you figure out what pays you, I guess, along the ways, and if you're not willing to alter that course, like, and that's probably what took the longest for me to make money, is to not only figure out what made me money, but to willing to have the open mind to change to, well, this is what makes me money. And so it was kind of the same way that the shop got into mechanical work and how I ended up with mechanics, because I kept doing mufflers and people were like, I had an old man and I had done the exhaust. I think I charged him like $400 or $500. Dude was so fucking thrilled, happy with everything, got it done right away. And he was like, yo, I'm going to bring the same truck back to you. I want you to change the motor out. And I'm like, dude, I don't do engines.
Like, relax.
I don't do mechanical work, bro. I just hang mufflers. And he's like,
come on.
No, you're going to do it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, but I don't do that. And he's like, no, you're going to do it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I was like, well, I'll price it out. And if you pay, I guess. So I priced it out. And so sure as shit, we ended up doing it. Went well. Everything happened. But, you know, it got done. And dude was happy.
He's like, I just figured it out one piece at a time.
So I just started taking on more and more, more stuff, because of course we were doing lift kits, and I'd always done brake shocks and that sort of thing, like basic suspension stuff, and
people just asked for more stuff.
They just kept doing more.
Can you do this? Can you do that?
Yeah. It's always that. So the only thing we don't fucking do is oil changes, and even now I'm starting to change my view on oil changes a little.
That's different. This is big.
I always say I'm not fucking doing that.
$100 an hour. You want to scare people like $100 an hour.
The demand is
so high.
It's always high, and so they're like. Then eventually I'm like, well, fuck. So if you're not flexible a little bit, then
maybe we figure out some type of like money. I don't know. It's money. It's definitely tedious. Like
it's some money.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
But the point is I never wanted to.
Why do you hate
people that? Why?
Why do you guys? What do you guys?
Bro, I'm not. Bro, look at that. I ain't dark enough to be doing that shit. I ain't dirty, bro. I don't like being dirty. If you ever, no. I work on cars, but I hate being dirty.
You work on cars, but you hate being dirty.
Yeah.
That's literally going to be the quote for this video.
Exactly.
I work on cars, but I hate being dirty.
It's true. It's fucking true. I hate fucking grease. I hate fucking oil.
Yeah, it gets stuck on you.
Yeah. But I hate that shit. So when something's like overly dirty, like, don't get me wrong, you pay us, it's gonna get done. But I fucking hate every minute of it. So, but you know, it is what it is. It pays the bills, and so we get shit done. But yeah, so it's always, I guess you got to be willing to deviate from what you may originally thought. Like, you know, I don't know. You know, and I really don't know too many people that ended up, like, the thing they started out doing stayed with the thing they're doing. Yeah. Because it just doesn't work like that. Like, it doesn't. I don't fucking know. You
know, you have the answers. I want answers. Don't tell me you don't know.
It is what it is.
No, I'm glad you came on here in all seriousness, like, because it's great to hear about it, because so many people jump on and they give advice as if it's like the only advice, or just they share. Like, I don't want to. I made it a commitment to not do podcasts as if I'm or like I'm the godfather for advice. I just want to share my perspective.
Well, you're not.
That's what I'm saying. So. But that's what a lot of people they get this in front of them, and then it's subconsciously or consciously, whatever they say is the word of the way. That rhymes.
No, I mean it's.
You don't have to. We're just talking about our process. That's
no,
it.
dude. I mean, that doesn't even like I don't know how some people assume that because I've taken things from everywhere, from everyone to do things differently because well, one, you have to do it your way or else it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So like I mean it's like it's the same thing with diets. There's lots of fucking diets out there, but if you're not fucking doing a diet that you like you're gonna suck at it. Right. So like there's lots of ways to structure your day, but if you don't structure it the way that works for you, then it's gonna get old fast.
Yeah.
So or if it works for you or whatever. So I don't know. I mean that's the easiest way to put it, I guess. Yeah, because like I know bodybuilders are like, oh bro, you gotta eat the chicken and rice, and I'm like, fuck you. Not goddamn chicken and rice.
Dude, I just came up on this place up the road from me, and they have 6 refrigerators. It's like it's the best thing ever, and then they change meals out there every single day. I'm talking about 6 fridges, maybe 12 drawers on each fridge, and they're $12 a meal. Yeah. I'm like, this is how I'm gonna get big.
Oh, okay, sure.
Anyways,
you haven't gotten any bigger, but
yeah. Okay, disrespect me.
Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna do some legs right after this. Just be ready.
Dude.
Yeah. We're gonna swap.
I wore pants.
Okay, I got shorts.
If you're wearing pants, you don't have to do legs.
Oh, right. It's like nobody's looking at your legs.
But yeah, no.
So let's talk about this past couple of years doing social media. So let's talk about that, Grubbs, because I think this segment is something we can.
I mean, we could have talked about it on stage.
Yeah, we could have.
Somebody fucked that up.
Hey, man, I'm in my year 4 where it didn't count. So.
Oh.
I'm at where you're at, like year 4.
Okay. All right.
And I had to move something around. It's gonna happen. And you're gonna be on that stage. I promise.
I don't care about being on the stage.
It's not about that. I want you to.
I don't care about being on stage.
It's not about caring. I know I want you to be a part of it. I'm just saying that's important to me in general, regardless if you care or not. I don't care if you care. It's something I care about.
I cared about your event more than you did.
I care about it. That's why I talked to everybody for a half hour each.
Dude, I'm just
all 13.
Saying, I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever. It's not my life. I don't give a fuck what you do.
Hey, man.
I care, but
I gotta do it my way.
I care, but I don't give a fuck what you do.
Exactly. Same here.
Yeah.
I care, but I can get you to be on camera if you pay me a lot of money. Anyways.
No.
Yeah. No. That's what happened. September.
Well, that's what happened.
See.
Because you scammed me out of money.
Yeah, I scammed you.
Yeah.
I scammed you in your biggest 2023 yet with your amazing customer service. Yeah. What goes into a good customer service? Because you do a good job of that. You don't do the best. It's not the only thing. This is just perspective. This isn't the answer. But if you go in his Google pages, he's going to talk about this. He's gonna be like, there's always those 4 people that leave me those bad reviews, but he has a lot of good reviews. What goes into that? Talk to these business owners that are struggling with that. What do you think?
I always try to do the right thing.
Okay.
What I assume is the right thing. And now, don't get me wrong when I say doing the right thing as far as, because if your version of the right thing and the actual right thing can be different things.
Yeah.
Because you can actually get yourself in trouble by trying to do too much of the right thing.
Okay.
Always try to do what you think is right, or always try to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
But never too much of the right thing that it causes you a bigger fucking headache.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta know the balance.
Yeah. And then so number 2 is that I always try to do what I say.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess 1 and 2 are really the biggest things. But if I tell you I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get it done.
Mm-hmm.
If I tell you I'm gonna do it and I can't do it, then I'm just gonna be honest and give you back your money. And like I did that this year. I did that. I do that every year on something. I get someone comes to me with a weird little project, and at first it's like, okay, they're willing to pay the price, because you always do the thing where it's like, I'm gonna make it really expensive so they don't want to pay me, and then they're like, fuck, they're gonna pay me.
Right? You're like, damn it.
You're like, damn it, I didn't want to fuck with it.
Every Blitz production I ever done.
And then so, all right, And then so if it's something that I really feel weird about, that I'll just give them their money back. If I think someone's gonna be a problem, if I think it's gonna turn into a bigger headache than I want, I definitely I'll just give you your money back. And so I done that. I did that. That was around like year 4. I took on a project that I could not complete. I told them it was gonna be X amount of dollars, which was too cheap anyways. But that wasn't the problem because I didn't care about the price. I really wanted to get it done. But the truth was I wasn't in the position to do what I said I was going to do. And I dragged it out over a year, and I gave him back his money. Long story short, and whether I could or couldn't, didn't matter. I gave him back what I had, and then I had to come up with another like $1,500, and I had that within like a couple weeks, and I gave that back to him. But yeah, because he had given me half. It was like $10,000. He had given me half, and he owed me half, and I couldn't do it. So I lost out on parts. I lost out on the whole fucking thing. I didn't give a fuck about how much I lost. I just wanted to make him whole again. And my only problem with that was I didn't know I bit off more than I could possibly chew, and I didn't really know how to do what we did.
So your compass is more so for you, which is a good thing. Your reputation.
Yeah. No, it's I care about that. I sometimes care a little too much because you can't make everybody happy, and as the more customers we serve, I do realize that that you cannot make everybody happy 100% of the time, but we try, and I think most people understand that. I try to do the best that we can. That doesn't mean that I'm perfect. That doesn't mean that we don't have mistakes. That doesn't mean that some weird shit happens every once in a while that I have no control over. But I try to do that, and then once you add employees into the mix,
you don't have control.
It's yeah, you control everything and nothing all at the same time, and so it's like you do the best you fucking can. So when my guys fuck up, I try to own it. When I fuck up, I own it. I'm probably the one that fucks up the most because I'm trying to do everybody else's jobs that I pay them to do, and if I just let them do their fucking job, it'd probably be okay.
Yeah, you're like, do it this way.
But every time I get involved, I cause a fucking issue. So either way, we just always try to make it right. I try to just do the right thing as much as I can. And that's the other thing, is like if you try to do the right thing, or the entire life or business or whatever it is, it's all a fucking dichotomy. Because if you're too much of this, then you're gonna get run the fuck over. If you're too much of that, you're gonna be screwing people out of money. So it's like, I just do the best that I can and try to be the most just person I possibly can. So
move like water.
Yeah.
Move like water, my friend.
I just try to be just do the right thing, man. That's all I can sum it up. So if you're asking how we got those reviews, I like to say it's because we did what we say we were going to do, and we try to address all the problems. So,
but not every problem, without letting them know.
Yes.
Without it being a surprise.
Yes, with
because a lot of businesses mess on it, but all I see, every business that I work with, that's a lot of people that just. That's always a recurring thing, right? Yeah. Like I was quoted this, and it was that when the communication was just.
And what we try to do, in fact, I just had some people in the shop on Friday. My guy clearly gave them, they came in on a Friday. That was last week, Friday. They got a quote. He quoted it in person because I went past the ticket. This is our new guy, Kevin. And I was like, well, maybe he fucked up. So I go over the invoice, and I was like, nope, he created it on Friday. He wasn't lying. He gave him the price on Friday. Gave him the price when they dropped off the vehicle, according to him. And I trusted him because I haven't had anyone else for the last month have an issue with Kevin's communication. Because, it's people come to me with problems. Oh, your guys fucked this up. Well, who'd you deal with? I dealt with that guy. Well, what do I know about this guy? Is this guy, is he good? Is it possible that he fucked up? Has this happened before? Right. Because I'll never be the one that's like, nope, we never did that. Like that's a one way that you're always gonna have problems that way. If you're never willing to address a customer's concern about an employee or something,
having seniority on one end or the other. Yeah. Like, that's Tom. He's been here for years. He would never.
Yeah. No, it's like, well, what has his track record been like for the last 2 weeks? Because I mean, people fuck up.
Of course.
You know, like
that's how the
sometimes people
corporate
get
inner
wrong
circle is
and
like
some-
created.
Yeah, but we haven't had any other issues with Kevin. This is only one issue, and I know these people. I know who they are, and I'm like, and I haven't had issues with these people in the past.
So you had to like.
But I'm like, what's the situation and what is it like? And so, I mean, it clearly came down to Kevin did what he said he did. He gave them the price 2 or 3 times. They okayed the work. They only had a complaint when they went to go pay for the bill. So it was really more like someone's trying to get out of it.
So you got to be like, the one thing I'm noticing is you have as far as the emotion in business, you got to be like, you got to use it strategically. And that's something that a lot of people don't necessarily know how to do. Like you can't wear emotions on your sleeve, but you also have to know when to be empathetic. But
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's the thing is like I said, if my guys fuck something up on something and it's our fault, we take care of it.
Because that's the easiest scenario to be emotional.
Yeah.
Like, argh.
No, dude, at the end of the day, it's just money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's just money. I mean, one of my guys fucked up something, and the guy was in Pennsylvania. He sent me a deal, and he was like, this was in March, and I think the guy actually left us a good review.
Mm-hmm. Isn't the guy that traveled through and he's all, I think you told me
No,
about
no, that was someone else.
Okay.
But either way, or maybe I did tell you about that
Possibly.
on the phone.
Yeah.
Like maybe a week ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Something like that.
It might have been that, but yeah. So he was from there, whatever. He hadn't driven the vehicle since we had worked on it. Made it to Pennsylvania. Whatever the fuck we did went wrong. Something with the wheel seals. He sent me a message because we also have a follow-up system.
For the reviews.
Yeah. So every time after someone checks out, they get a follow-up text message to kind of feel out where things are. And as you're servicing more car, I mean, no matter what, the more people you see, the more chances of things going wrong are. Like that, it's just math.
Yeah, it's
like
just part of it.
It's just math. So you're not gonna hit home runs every time, but
Progression should be the only obsession.
Yeah.
Because there's no perfection.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfection and forever don't exist.
I guess that word, you probably would have been a better rapper than you are a marketing guy, but whatever.
True. Hey, I give the most fire taglines. I know you like that April's ad that I made. It was like no April Fools unless you don't come visit AutoWorks. That was fire.
Oh, okay.
You saw it.
So.
You liked it. Everybody commented on it.
I let people do their thing.
He's like, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So let's bring that full circle. So just bring the timeline. So you started doing ads.
Yeah.
Maybe 3-4 years ago. You were going in groups. Not even doing ads. You started Facebook. You were doing groups, and then you started messing with ads. And then fast forward, September. So shout out to Alex. He refers you. He's like, I know a guy that might do home service or local businesses in March 2022.
Yeah.
Then we connect, and then I started running ads because you were wanting to outsource that, have somebody run it. You knew it was important, and then I convinced you to let me scam you out of money.
Yes.
And then September, I come down with Isaac. Now he's big money now. He's traveling like almost every freaking weekend. And then you've been progressively forwarding and becoming more aggressive when it comes to content. Now you got, is it Chris?
Yeah, little Chris.
Yep, little Chris. And so now you went from we did a week of production where we got maybe like 4 to 6 months of the content. Mm-hmm. And then now you got Chris and he's helping you with content. Like, what's your mentality right now? Let's kind of speak to like business owners, because you've been basically becoming more aggressive towards media. How has media played an impact role in your business as you've been narrowing more focus to it?
So I'm not really that good at social media, I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think that I'm...
You're perfect on camera though, trust me.
Not bad. Like, I mean, that's like me on anything though. Like, I never totally completely suck. I only suck sometimes.
Yeah.
I just... Like, I always knew that it was stronger. The hard thing for me is to stay focused on doing anything. I'm very fucking everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
You gotta have your hands in everything to an extent.
That's it's good.
It can be good and bad. Both. For sure.
It's I can handle some different things going on at once, but it's not always good because it's like this gets my attention, this gets my attention, this gets my attention. So
You're aware.
just finishing the first thing.
I could justify it being a good thing because there's a lot of people that are in your position I've dealt with it. They don't know what the hell's going on, and they're just so out of whack, and they don't have any type of rapport with anybody and everybody around.
And so for me, a key thing is learning to delegate, and that was one of the moves. The key thing is not only hiring people but giving them the responsibility to do things. Just like little Chris, social media is a full-time fucking gig. I do not give a fuck who you are or what it is.
We just look at analytics all day.
Out there. There's lots of masters out there that do their own thing. Whalen's one of them. But for his brand though, for him, he does his own thing for him.
Yeah.
His companies and stuff all have other people in place to grow the brand.
Right.
So because that's a job in itself, and I think if you have a business, I think one, your personal brand is awesome to work on. Like you should be in charge of that. But I guess unless your brand's a certain big, like if you're Tony fucking Robbins, I'm sure Tony Robbins' crew is fucking massive.
Yeah, it's got
I don't think Tony's making his own videos. No. I've seen most of his videos. Someone's recording his ass.
Too legit.
But
it's like I don't need to do that. I'm too rich for that.
He probably doesn't even hold his own phone anymore.
Basically,
there's someone that answers his.
He's on his resort and he's getting recorded while he wakes up. He actually owns a resort. It's the boss. Anyways.
Is it? Oh. But either way, I think it's important to turn that off. Because if you're someone like me, where you're doing things like my main job right now is to make sure the motherfucker doesn't burn down and fix the broken things.
Yeah.
And like we always have lots of broken shit, I don't have to personally fix them, but I make sure that they get fixed.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk about that dynamic with YouTube. I remember, I don't know, when you first started putting YouTube ads on.
Yeah.
And then you were like intrigued.
Weeks old.
Huh?
That's only a few weeks old.
Yeah.
And if I wouldn't have chewed your ass for like 3 fucking months to get it done, we would have been done sooner. But what the fuck?
Yeah.
But it's working. It's working because I've had a lot of people.
That difference. You said a lot of people saw it on Facebook, but they never clicked on the ads, and then they're seeing YouTube ads.
Well, I know people. I personally know people on Facebook, but I know that these people saw these ads on YouTube because they would message me on Facebook, be like, "Hey, I saw your ad on YouTube." I'm like, but you're on Facebook. How did you never see it on Facebook? Because it makes me wonder if a brother's doing his job.
Maybe not.
Because these motherfuckers ain't seeing the ads on their Facebook.
Yeah, we'll spend like $1,000 a day. We'll get there.
Jesus fucking Christ! Don't start. But yeah, so YouTube's been a cool thing, and I think it's weird because people aren't used to seeing local ads on YouTube. It trips them the fuck out because you usually get like fucking ads for like Popeyes and
something generic, national brand.
Maybe the fucking grocery store. You see some weird advertisements on YouTube every once in a while. It seems like, and it's like, what the fuck does that have to do with me? But yeah, like my kids were watching YouTube one day and they saw the ad pop up on YouTube, so they were all enthused with it.
They're like, "Dad, it's on YouTube."
Yeah. So, but yeah, YouTube's been different, and I've noticed that the people that watch YouTube are typically smarter. People on Facebook are not that smart. I don't know why, but it's fucking true. It seems like people there's a different class of people on YouTube.
It is in our actuality, like the mindset of somebody on Facebook.
Like you would think like it might be worse because the person on YouTube is just watching some dumbass shit, but
no, most people go on YouTube to get information to some degree. They're searching for some type of education to a degree.
I guess that it makes a lot of sense.
Facebook, you're just gossiping or you're looking at the thread that Jeremiah was talking about camera gear. He was like, "This camera gear is just this guy's saying."
Yeah. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. TikTok, and just even having the TikTok page, because we only have had a TikTok page really bumping for about a week. There's a lot of shit talking on TikTok.
Yeah,
it's weird. It gets eyeballs.
Oh, especially with cars. Oh yeah, you're in for a whirlwind. Like I got my guy Dalton.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of the car enthusiast industry. Period. It's just a bunch of people with opinions. They're like, dude, why would you straight pipe that? You're gonna do an alignment on that, bro. That's only a 78. You're supposed to do it on the 82.
Yeah. No, it's weird.
Because now you bring that up. Like it brings me back because it's always been there to a degree. Like I remember my dad and his father. But watch on Fridays. I forgot the car show's name, but like every Fridays and Saturday mornings where you had to wait for the show to come on and you couldn't like look it up on Netflix. They would always critique what the guys were working on the cars. I forgot what they're called, but they would just basically be like, so what we're gonna do on this 1974 Ford, da 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 da, and then they would just be critiquing. So to a degree, it's always been, but now it's not just a conversation in the living room. It's like comment sections.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And what it is it's kind of like what you're saying. I feel like TikTok is very much like that. People talking shit in their living room, but they're putting it on Facebook and TikTok.
Yeah.
They're watching it and they're like, that's fucking ugly. And they're just typing out the words. And yeah.
You get a lot of love on, that's another, you get a lot of love on Facebook in general.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
people,
I work on their stuff.
Like, nobody's going to tell you that in real life, bro. Like, you see someone at the gas station and they're like, man, your truck sounds like shit. No one's going to walk up and tell you that. Like, that's a death sentence. Like, everyone knows that. But, like, they're fucking typing it out on the goddamn fucking TikTok.
People got digital balls.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, it is what it is.
But it's just part of it. It's just interesting to be in the middle of it.
Sometimes I think about things and I say things out loud that shouldn't be said, but these motherfuckers type things so that's way more intentional.
And it's paragraphs too.
Yeah.
It's like, why you type so much of that? But it's made you a lot of money.
Yeah, no, I don't know. So we'll see. So we're just my goal is just to try to the more eyeballs, more money. That's kind of my thought process behind everything.
Okay.
The more we get noticed, the more people that know about us.
Especially you got that flag that I'm mad about. You did that on purpose. I get there 4 days, and the day after, you're like, my flag came in, and then and everybody's like, I've never knew this place existed when we start running ads.
It's whatever. It's all awareness. So, but yeah, it's just that flag was cool. Cool. It would have been cool if you would have been able to get it when you were there.
Yeah.
But we're gonna try to do it better next time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to probably buy that building this year, and then we'll remodel it a little bit more and make it look a little sleek, and then maybe get you guys back out there or something. I don't know.
No, that's
we'll see.
No, we'll get there. No, what's your plans with AutoWorks? Okay, you want to buy the building out? Like, now that you got, obviously we don't know, but like in general,
I don't really know.
You still just want to double down on this building, or does this expansion sound anywhere appealing based off of our conversation in September? Now that you've got, it's
got to make sense money wise.
Of course.
Everything's got to make sense money wise, and right now the building is the most sensible thing to do, because I can get into it. I'm pretty sure, pretty positively cheap. So,
So I can see you. I can see you in Albuquerque. I can see that.
People, well,
maybe,
yeah. And that's the other thing is I don't know how much headache I want.
Yeah. Give it at least
and
one
I've
more
learned,
year.
You gotta be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful what you ask for.
I'm just trying to buy the jet, okay?
If there's you can get there. You can get there.
Yeah, I need you to be my JV.
Different things, but it's just I don't really. To be honest, I don't know if it's multiple locations or just doing as much as I can at one big location.
Yeah.
It's all exciting. It's all entertaining.
I'm just glad it's so busy. I love every time you post videos. There's I got that one video where you're just booked. There's the whole row's filled.
Yeah.
Every slot in the shop has got a car on it.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's definitely cool, dude, because, there's days where I used to, just literally sit in the fucking chair and, stare out the window where I'm like...
Yeah, well, that day, first day we got there to film, it was just like... I was like, when is it going to be busy? You're like, we got people... And people came, but it was just funny because it was like... Yeah. There was nobody in there. And
the first half of the year is always busy, and then the second half is always, niche. But the biggest thing that I've noticed is that it seems like the more consistent we are with advertising... the better, the more traffic we have.
Mm-hmm.
And so the more consistent you are with advertising, for me at least, is consistent to the flow of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So the interesting thing is there's no one else in town that's
doing it.
that uses social media like I do. That's one thing. But there's only one other place that hasn't been there longer than me.
Mm.
And they have 400 times the money I do. So
they should hire me and make your competitors.
Location. You do that, I will fucking scalp you.
No, they're not as likable.
I have a list of things to say about that, but we're not gonna put that on here.
No, we're gonna keep
that
we're
could
gonna
be
keep
used as
PG.
incriminating evidence.
Right? They're gonna be like, oh, That's how he feels about it.
Torture.
Yeah. Put him on the res. He's like,
it probably involved intestines to a pole.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, it's brutal. Anyways, but yeah, there's only like one other place I think that's as new as I am.
Yeah.
Or newer than me, and like I said, they just have a lot more money, and of course,
doesn't mean
like
anything.
truthfully, money solves problems.
It does.
So it solves a lot of problems. But like where my location, I mean, you've been in my location. You know that we're kind of out from the town a little bit, from the main section of town, and so I've always fought with that. So for me, it is important to advertise.
But now it's a testament because, like, yeah, you're out there, but if you advertise correctly, have good business, advertise correctly, have great service, the people will come.
Yeah, it's,
It does hurt that it's not no.
It's a balance. It's a balance of things because. Like right now, I've determined that the money that we spend on advertising, I could probably get a nicer place, cut back advertising a little bit, and have maybe a better building. But the truth is that where I'm at, there's not too much better things other than building, and to build anything where I'm at is kind of a motherfucker.
Really?
And it's gonna be expensive. So no matter what, it's all like
ebb and flow.
Yeah, it's all this. It's trying to figure out what the fuck to do, what might be the best situation. But for now, I think it's gonna just be buying that building, maybe just leaving that one there. We might explore doing something in different cities. I just don't know how much energy I have and I shouldn't say energy, because I can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. It's just, do you want it? Like, if I say I want it, am I gonna take that responsibility?
Because it's gonna be more responsibility.
Yeah, I see maybe like one more, like based off of knowing you, like I would say,
if I could find a place that was somewhat in operation that was decent, and then we could just put some marketing behind it, and
they have a launch date.
Like where
we
could maybe rebrand it. And put some marketing behind it and kind of have everything in place. Going from ground up, like I said, it's got to make sense number wise.
Yeah. So, cause I got the voice production crew. Like I said, we can get really crazy with it.
But yeah, I mean, it just depends because everything's. I don't know.
No, I don't
really know.
I think based off of knowing you, I would say the next give it another 6 months of just really my momentum, maybe a year to kind of make out. Based off of knowing you, maybe another year to kind of be definitive if you're gonna just like, all right, to maybe expand.
I would agree with that because next year will be year 10. This is year 9, and so
10-year anniversary. See, that'd be fire marketing. 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, 10 years. I think I'll have an idea. Maybe next year I'll have a better idea of what I want to take on.
You just remind me that. So if it's gonna be 10-year anniversary, we could do some crazy.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't really know where I want to go with it. Exactly,
you're just winging it every day.
Yeah. I mean, what else?
Nobody knows anything. Everybody likes to go ahead and get on these podcasts and act like they know everything.
I can do.
You can do what you want.
I know out of one place. Because I found some numbers out of some other local businesses that were there recently that just sold, that they're doing like 3.5 a year. Okay. 3.5, which is not technically a lot of money, but it's a lot of money for for what it is.
Where you're at, that's what I'm saying. You doing 1 to 3 in your area? You're literally extracting. Yeah. You're a part of the big economy in your town.
Yeah, so it's like it's weird. It's weird. And I think that we could even do more than that with the right, like I said, if we continue our marketing, because no one else is doing what we do. So but that place was there for 35 years too. You know what I mean? So 35 years, a lot of people know you.
Yeah, 35 years. Now they're seeing your face. Now they're like super excited. They're like, oh.
So I think with our marketing, we could probably eventually push it to 5. Is my vision. Okay. And so I think if we get to 5, I think that'd be amazing. But we're still a long fucking ways from that. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Things move fast, man. Yeah. Things move fast. I mean, 2 years ago, I had 2 employees. And now we got 8. Damn near 8. So.
Not including you.
Yeah. So it's like, whatever. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it all depends.
Yeah.
It all depends. So, I mean, if we get to 5, maybe that's good. I don't know. I don't really know what's good, what's great, or what's the indifferent. But
One of my last, I would say, questions would be, have you thought about other people you want to put in? Well, you kind of did it right now. Like, have you thought about people that you've had or other people that you want to put into like that leadership role that you could see? Have you envisioned like another
spot, you mean?
Yeah, another spot for like a person. Like, has that like have you sculpted that to a degree? Like, oh, that person could, or
You mean like what do you?
like another.
Oh, to do another operation?
Yeah, because obviously that's gonna be a big part of it.
Yeah,
It can't just be.
Yeah, I mean, I
just,
could pull one of my guys to kind of
You think
because
so?
he knows how I do things,
Mhm.
and so I could probably grab one of my guys and put him in that. The hardest part is nobody's you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, it's a lot of shit. And then so if you find somebody that's better than you, that's also scary.
Mhm.
But is also fucking awesome.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean the thing is opening multiple stores that comes to my mind, and I don't know because I haven't. I mean, I'm not even close to being there yet. We're also not that far away from it, but the one thing that I guess is one of my main concerns is it's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, it is.
And so not only because I'd be the signer on everything, of course, but not only on me but on someone else, and not everyone's made out to do this shit.
Yeah, they're
And,
not. Yeah.
like it's weird. So it's very weird. You know, like I said, and it's complicated. Cars are not easy.
Yeah, they're all just different models. It's
Yeah.
different parts. It's different.
You know, and different industries have their different advantages, but
They're
yeah,
simple versus cars. It's
Yeah.
like,
you know, I guess like solar panel people sell solar panels.
Yeah.
So they only really got one thing. They sell the solar panels, and I'm sure it's not that simplistic, but I mean, the gist of it is you're selling solar panels.
yeah.
You're selling this service, you're selling that service, and it's very basic. Cars are a little bit more complicated than that, and so there's lots of moving pieces, lots of things that you need. I mean, from equipment to employees to people to the whole
Capability.
thing. Yeah, capabilities. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see where we go.
Well, no, I'm excited for you, man. Like I said, it's great to see the momentum and be a part of it as far as.
No, and you've been a big, a huge part of that. Like, I mean, it really has, and I do thank you for that. I know I give you tons of shit, but you have been. You pushed me into some places, and
I have not paid him to say any of this.
I'm super, I'm super grateful for that. Also for all the money you scammed me out of, for definitely.
You made that back years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Years.
Sure.
No, I like working with you as well.
No, it's been cool. But one of the reasons I chose to spend the money because it made me uncomfortable, and I think that's a
he didn't text me back for weeks.
Like
he was
made
like,
me
"Holy
uncomfortable
shit."
to want to spend that kind of money and to do the thing, and it worked. I'm glad it worked. It definitely pushed us into different things, like hiring a full-time content guy. That was something that wasn't necessarily on my list. But
people look at me like I'm crazy when I say that, and then this is great to see it because he's one of the first that I've implemented the next phase.
Well, it was talking to you, and then it was also talking to Alex.
That experience when you guys talk about that really quick, and we'll wrap up with that.
Yeah, because so I was sitting
When you
back
hung
in
out with them,
an event on February. Yeah, it was February, and it was a cool event to be back. Got a little recognition from my Lions Den family. That was awesome. But I had a minute to sit down, and me and Alex were shooting the shit there. Urban, by the way, you guys should follow him because he's a fucking genius at marketing.
Shout out to Alex.
Like 4 times better than Sean. Well, whatever. You know, whatever.
Damn, he hit me with my gut right there.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
It's okay, bro. I'm gonna cry in the car.
You should. A face like that, I try to. Anyway.
This is our relationship.
Anyway, it's way worse though, huh?
Yeah, it is.
This is
light.
This is light.
Very light.
It's
We
light.
can't talk about all of this.
We can get you in the feels. Yeah, so he was sitting there, and he's like, well, I was like, I can't remember how it transpired or what exactly I said. And he was like, well, what about your content? You know, how you got that in place? And I'm like, well, I guess I'm in charge of it. And he's like, oh, do you have enough money to hire somebody? Probably. He's like, hire somebody, hire a videographer. He's like, you should be able to pick up a videographer for this much. And I'm like, whoa. I live in bumfuck Egypt, not first world country here. We can get someone a little cheaper than that.
Yeah. He said, I'm sure he said like 5 a month. He said 5.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, okay, well, we'll work on it.
And for context, Alex Urban, he is the CMO for Lions Not Sheep.
And
he runs that.
But also, there's not a whole lot of talent where I'm at, man.
Yeah, you got to build it. That's what I say.
Yeah, so it's like,
which is opportunity low key, because like most people, every videographer I meet, they kind of pick it up. Like even Jesus, like the guy that introduced me to the shop as far as this pod, he bought a course and then self-taught himself.
Yeah.
Kind of quit it a couple times because it was just the editing, just a bunch of stuff, but it wasn't like I was gonna pick up. He didn't have a camera in his hand when he was 4.
Yeah. No, I mean it's very much it's a different thing, and I think it's huge. And as you go along, I think videographers will be probably paid way more money.
I gotta get it in now.
Yeah, because everybody wants one. Everybody kind of needs one.
Yes.
You know, especially in today's climate, because I think a lot of these older businesses or places that have been around forever, it's just the change of the times. And if you're not savvy with what's going on now, because like my town's like probably 10 years back where it should be.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's the fair assessment.
It's definitely in like second gear.
Yeah. Like there's still motherfuckers advertising in the paper, bro. Like, I know it works a little bit, but yeah, I mean, it depends on, you're not reaching as many people. And the age group that's on all these social platforms is from young to old, I should say.
Young to old, yeah.
Yeah. And so you can advertise from 18-year-olds to, indefinite. And I don't know, can you advertise to younger people than that? You can.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can run ads. Yeah. So I mean,
and they're eventually going to be adults. That's the other thing, expanding your mindset. Like
exactly. So it's like, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. So like, if you know your target demographic, like you can do so much.
Yeah.
With social, and it's very versatile, I think, in the age group, because even if not all old people are on social media, but they know somebody that is, and so somebody will see your shit and share it.
And now it's a triangle, so that's kind of bringing it full circle. So started on Facebook, and then you had somebody you hired somebody to run your ads, Storyline Marketing, me, and then we did a blitz production at 9. Then we went on YouTube and TikTok. Now you got somebody content wise, so now you're always on the mind of people on the internet and in your local town, where they can't, when they think of auto repair, anything minus oil changes, and think of you.
Yeah, so I mean it's definitely getting there. We're definitely contenders. I mean it depends on what supplier. Like we have an engine and transmission supplier, which is really weird. Like you would not think that, if you really think about it, you would not think that you would see an ad on social media and think I should have them fix my transmission or my engine. It's just kind of a weird thing to think about. But it obviously does work, because one of our suppliers said that we sold the most motors and trannies in New Mexico in April.
No way.
So, and it's not like a big number. Like it's not a big
still,
number,
but it's a telltale sign.
Out of all his accounts, we were number 1
in New Mexico.
So, and that's cool. Like it's something.
It just speaks to it. Like obviously it's not in the flags.
Like I'm head of the retard class. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we still got mountains to climb. I know that's how you're speaking about it. We still got mountains to climb, but like it still shows you the impact. Let's always say this: if you got this impact in this small area, what would you do? Being in the middle of Phoenix, we would clean up.
Bro, that's what scares me, because it might be a lot of cocaine involved.
Right, keep the sanity going.
Bro, that might be,
Dude,
I could get too rich.
Yeah,
I could get too rich and I wouldn't know what to do.
Just do that. That's where you get your second location. That you need to contemplate Albuquerque or Phoenix.
I'd probably move towards Arizona. Mexico is starting getting a shithole.
Really?
Well, I mean, it's always been a shithole, but it seems like it's getting bigger.
Most definitely.
The shit is growing.
It's growing exponentially.
Gotham is
right?
That dark spot in The Lion King, the Shadowland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much New Mexico.
a great analogy. No, bro, this is great. I'm glad you took time to jump on here. And nigga, I want to do this more often. Again, imagine this and your shop. This is what I want you to think about. That'd be your next step. And I'm going to talk to Chris. I already got some plans with Chris.
Bro, like.
Shut down.
The shop studio would be way better, though.
Saying.
Sorry.
I've been told you that. But now you've done your first pod. Now I broke your podcast cherry.
Now you made me insult I don't even know that motherfucker. He's getting insulted. He's like, what the fuck?
No, bro. This is to get you. This is you popping your podcast cherry. Now you know. Now when next time you go in the shop, you're gonna see those chairs and be like, Sean was right. I was scared at that time.
Dude, the only thing that scares me about podcasting is I think I'd probably be decent at it, and I'd probably do nothing else.
Hey, that's where your time goes, and then you attract all the talent in the world.
I have one buddy that I could sit down and me and that motherfucker could talk about dumb shit for probably 3 to 4 hours because we've done it on the phone.
And then we can make a Patreon because there's certain stuff we just can't air. People gotta pay for that.
Yeah, no, because there's things like me and that dude have conversations that go deep.
Go crazy.
Like, yeah, because just about different things.
Yeah.
You know, different dynamics of society and everything. And
yeah.
You know, I turn into I don't know, one of the greats maybe. Is it Plato? Is Plato a good theorist?
Yes.
Is it Plato?
Possibly.
You don't know?
Don't know.
Fuck, you don't know shit.
I don't.
Me neither.
That's why this works.
My brain's fried. It's cool. Thank you.
Of course.
For having me.
No, this is great. Like I said, I can't wait to do the next one to get it because I look at these as progress reports. So let's just say 6 months from now, you get to kind of see where you were progressively here from then, and then you could just see that growth, different mindset, different same, and then you can see your future self. Not only this, your kids are gonna be like, damn, that's my dad. He's cool. No, he's not.
That's always the goal.
Yeah.
To be cool.
Hey,
that's always been
cool
the
enough.
fucking goal.
And shout out to everybody. Shout out to Alex for bringing this relationship to fruition. You know, that's a whole scenario. Like I said, I'll have to do a pod where I'm being questioned because that's interesting how he came down here on a chance to Arizona, and then he wanted a sales job, and then that's how he got into the internship that we became friends with from that year in 2017.
Yeah.
And he's doing, he's living his best life with Lions Not Sheep, in untapped territories. I think Lions Not Sheep almost done like 10, I don't know, probably more. They've sold 10 million garnet. No, I don't know. He's done a few $1 million.
I know that
millions
it's
of dollars with
10, I think they're around 10 a year.
Yeah.
I know it's 10 a year, dollar wise, and then I don't know what this year's like, but I know I've heard some of those conversations.
And Alex is strategic. Ever since I know the guy, he's got systems for everything. He's like this, that. He's like automation here, Shopify. He's always been like that.
That motherfucker's a genius. Like, if you sit down and talk to him, your fucking brain will be fresh.
No, he just goes.
Yeah. There's guys like that know what they're doing, and then there's guys like me who just throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Hey, they both work, don't they?
The key is action.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the fuck you're doing as long as you're moving.
Yeah. You're moving and you're assessing.
If you're sitting there and you're just doing nothing, then you're not getting anything done in it. And I shouldn't say like it's just action. Like you just got to be moving. Like you got to have direction. Like I said, I don't need details. I need direction.
Yeah.
And if I got direction, then anything's possible.
Definitely.
So like I just like once I get those first few steps in, I'm like, okay, I know what we're doing now. Like we got this. Like it's not that hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because dude, and it's been cool though. It's been fun.
See,
so yeah,
wasn't that bad, right?
Oh, no. I'm excited to see where the next 10 years take us. So, see where we go.
And this is the first chapter. This pod.